New video just in of the Ukrainians shooting down another Russian fighter jet. The Russians continue to pound away at Ukrainian civilians, and so far the Ukrainians have held off quite literally against all odds. So many thought this was going to be over in 24 to 36 hours. Sviatoslav Yurash, who's a member of the Ukrainian parliament, certainly did not think that, and he told me as much. Knew him from all the way back in 2014 during the first war with the Russians. Sviat, is the tide starting to turn against the Russians and towards Ukraine in this fight, or is it too early?
We are pushing them back. For example, the nuclear power stations, which everybody's reporting on, we've retaken that. We are pushing them back all around Kiev. We are letting them cut our supply lines. And basically that battle for towns on the way from the west of Ukraine, from the border with the European Union to Kiev, is maintained because of that fight, never-ending fight. And the cities which are showing in the east of Ukraine, they cannot really surround them day in, day out. And reality is people are fighting with everything they got. And even in towns where there's not as much military presence, you are seeing people come out the streets with bare hands to push out the Russian soldiers, protest them, throw whatever people have at them and showcase to them. None of that is welcome. We are Ukrainians. We are in Ukraine. We don't want you here, Russian troops.
We showed video earlier that was really incredible of a Russian rocket coming in during a ceasefire. Reports that the Russians have offered another ceasefire for tomorrow to allow civilians to leave. Is there any reason to believe that they're going to live up to that one?
None. I mean, the Russians have broken this time and time again. So the point for us is that we need to be very cautious about anything they say. And this is not just a pattern. These negotiations, they have been untrustworthy throughout Putin's presidency, not to us, but to the world.
I'm wondering what you all are thinking of the United States. A no-fly zone is not happening, but there's a whole list of weapons that you all could be getting that would make an enormous difference. I'm thinking, for starters, the Harpoon anti-ship missile, which would do wonders down in Odessa and Mariupol to take out the threat of a Russia amphibious invasion. Do you all understand why this aid is not coming from the United States?
Nothing is enough. Nothing is too much. I mean, the reality is every country in the Western alliance is essentially having its own debates about this matter. But the point is, these debates are answered by every single video you get from Ukraine every single day of dead children, destroyed residential buildings, Russian attacks here and there and the other. I mean, the reality is that we need the West to wake up as soon as possible. And I'm sorry, but we will continue supplying you with horrible imagery the Russians keep inflicting on my country. And the more of that comes in, the more sure I am the West will finally get to the right point with policies we'll choose here.
I've got to ask you a personal question because I've been following your Twitter, and there's a new member of the family, a really cute dog that has now joined you. Sadly, the dog, his owner didn't make it during an airstrike, and you've adopted him. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, dog basically is with me here now. The point is that that dog for us essentially is the point of example of what's happening in Ukraine. I mean, the owner was killed in Irpin in the battles near Kiev, and again, the choice there were limited. So I took the dog with me to try and save the dog and to show the world that we care about everybody here. We're trying to save the people. We're trying to save animals. We're trying to save our country in every single way. And the point here is the humane society is what we aim for, always aim for, and we will try to show it on our own example.
Yeah. In so many stories, we like to say there are two sides, and this one there are not. Sviat, we're glad that you joined us. Give the dog a pet for us, and he's lucky to have you as his owner now.
Will do, Leland. Thank you very much for your interest and care.
Yeah, be well, my friend. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.